Regarded for thousands of years in the East as the key to good health, happiness, and wisdom, researchers in the West are now beginning to discover the different health properties that many different teas have. Fortunately, we don't have to go all the way to the West because we have our own health expert, Andrea Du Plessis, here to tell us more about the health properties of tea. Good morning, Andrea.
Hi, good morning.
Ons het klomp tee hierso, hè?
Ja, jy was besig nog om tee te maak.
I love it, I love it. Now, we live off of coffee here on Espresso, but tell us, what are the health benefits that tea has?
I feel so privileged to be able to talk about the benefits of tea because I love tea.
Me too.
And it's interesting, I mean, I've always enjoyed it and I've always thought it makes me feel good.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to look at the actual research showing there's a component in tea, you know, the tea plant Camellia sinensis, called theanine. Yeah. It's an amino acid which we normally think about in proteins and all of that. But it's actually a brain chemical, so it has psychoactive properties.
Okay.
So they say that it makes you feel good and relaxed, and it also can improve concentration. Yeah. So now I understand, often before I want to focus and concentrate, well, I think, well, let's just go and grab a cup of tea first.
And there you'll have all the focus and concentration that you
and
need.
Feel calm and collected.
So we've got quite an array of things here. Take us through what we've got.
Well, you know, green tea, often people think it's a different beverage than black tea, but as we've heard now, it's from the same plant.
Yes.
So the vital green tea fruit infusion is one of my favorites.
It's nice.
And often people say, well, when I recommend drinking tea, not only because it makes you feel good, but also because it has other health benefits, the antioxidants. Yeah. They're concerned about the caffeine content.
Yes.
Because as we know, the Camellia sinensis plant contains caffeine. Yeah. So people with high blood pressure, people that have irregular heartbeats, we know should not have too much caffeine.
Okay.
So I thought, let's quantify and show you.
No problem, let's do that.
Sometimes you hear people saying coffee has as much caffeine as tea. Now it's true for this entry-level instant coffee. You know, the entry level that has mostly chicory but very little coffee.
Yes, I know that one.
So 1 cup of green tea contains about 30 milligrams of caffeine, which is about the same as your entry-level instant coffee.
All right.
So, and 1 espresso contains about 75 milligrams of caffeine. So that would be 2 cups of tea if you had to brew that.
In one, all right.
Then a regular cup of coffee would give you the same amount of caffeine as 5 cups of tea.
Really?
So you can have a lot more tea for the same amount of caffeine.
Throughout the day you can spread them out, but if you have 1 cup of regular coffee, that's it.
Well, exactly.
In terms of
and
your
you
intake.
see, that's where it's true and not true that coffee and tea contains the same amount of caffeine.
Yeah.
It depends on what type of coffee
that you're having.
So your entry-level instant coffees contain like very little, same as tea, but your regular coffee does not.
Okay.
And then over here we've got a strong latte, which is equivalent to 7 cups of tea.
Wow.
So you see, we don't have to feel guilty drinking maybe 3 or 4 cups of tea.
Or 7 in this case.
Or 7,
I had no idea. Well, it's really good that you put it into perspective for us like this, because now, for those of us that have 7 cups of coffee a day, you know how much caffeine
that is
you're
a bit
actually
too
having.
much. Hey.
Wow. Well, we have a lot of tea to get through, so I think we best get started. We'll see you right back after the break.
Trust vital for your family's health.